Hi Pilates people, I'm Felicia. I'm going to be going over some quick little Mat Pilates exercises. I'm going to try to give lots of options, so if we're new to Pilates or we're just trying it out, I want you to feel safe in your body. General rule of thumb is to make sure that you don't feel any pain. If you're feeling pain, we're going to take a step back, or we're just going to exclude the exercise today. We're going to go ahead and start reclined. As you get there, let's just start by hugging your knees in. We're going to give yourself a little low back massage, a little stretch, so you can hug the knees in a few times. You can make little circles. You just want to rock the knees side to side, that's okay too. Once you feel good, let's bring the knees back to center. We're going to come into our first exercise called single leg stretch. I'm going to start with the least progression, and I'm going to start to make it more challenging. So first, we just start by bringing both hands around one shin bone. We'll extend the opposite leg up to the sky. Then we're going to pull the belly button in so the low back is gently pressing. We're not in a back bend. We want to make sure we're nice and stable through the spine. Then as you inhale, we're just going to switch the legs. And exhale, switch. Inhale, switch. Exhale, switch. Then we'll hug the knees back in. Next progression is to angle the legs. So instead of being straight up to the sky, we're going to go to 45 degrees. This is more challenging for your core. So both hands around one shin. We'll extend the leg, pull the belly button in, and then again, switch the legs. Inhale, switch. Exhale, switch. Inhale, switch. And then bring the knees back in. Last progression is going to be a chest lift. If chest lift is not in your practice, it doesn't feel good on your head and neck, we just keep the shoulders, head and neck down. You can also choose to use a little ball or a pillow to support the head and neck here too. So if we're adding our chest lift in, you can use any variations of the legs, straight up or angled. We rise up, both hands around one shin bone, we extend, belly pulls in, and then we inhale, switch, exhale, switch. Inhale, switch. Exhale, switch. And we'll bring the knees back in. So I encourage about maybe 5 to 8 sets of each, but of course taking your time. Building up slowly is better than doing too much at once. Our next exercise is going to be double leg stretch. So really similar, both legs. I'm going to start with the same progressions. So both hands are on one shin bone. This time, as you extend the legs, we're going to reach the arms up and overhead. So we're going to reach the legs to the sky, reach the arms up and overhead, then circle the arms around, bend the knees back into your chest. And then extend the legs, reach up and overhead. Exhale, hug the knees in. Next progression here is to find your angle. So as you extend the legs, they go to 45 degrees. The low back doesn't lift. If it is, too low. So as you inhale, we extend the legs 45 degrees, the arms reach up and overhead. As you exhale, circle the arms, the knees hug back in. And then again, extend the legs, sweep the arms up and overhead. Exhale, hug the knees back in. Last progression for double leg stretch is your chest lift. So we exhale, lift the shoulders, head and neck. We don't feel tension. If we do, we let the shoulders, head and neck release. Then we extend the legs, sweep the arms up. Exhale, hug the knees in. And last one, inhale, extend the arms, reach the legs and hug in. And then we release. So for our third classic exercise, we're going to come into your scissor. So for the scissor, we're going to extend the legs up. If you feel tension in the low back, keep a little bend in the knees, that's okay. We're going to take both hands behind one leg. So that could be your hamstring, it could be the calf, it might be the ankle. It really depends on the flexibility of the back of the thigh. We're going to let the opposite leg lower down to a comfortable degree. And our first is just to let the shoulders, head and neck relax. So we'll do a double pulse, double exhale. It goes. Inhale, switch the legs. Inhale, switch legs. So there's a gentle pull towards the face. And switch. And then bring the knees in. Second option for our scissor is to add your chest lift. It is optional. So if you're adding it in, we extend the legs. Both hands behind one, we let the opposite hover. We can add the chest lift, and then again, double exhale, double pulse. Inhale, switch. And we try to keep the torso fairly stable here. Inhale, switch. Inhale, switch. And then release. And again, you can take 5 to 8 sets of any of these exercises. Our fourth exercise is going to be your leg lowers and lifts. I'm going to give 2 options here. If we're working leg lowers, they can be pretty intense. First option is to have the hands down, palms facing the mat, or you can grip your mat. We let the shoulder blades rest. We start to bring your legs into a tabletop position. So first option is to work a bent knee. We keep the 90-degree bend of the knees. We're really mindful of the low spine. So if it's lifting up, you're in a back bend, we're going to close the ribs, pull it in, make sure that the low back is stable. We let the thighs start to hinge away from the body nice and slow without bending the knees more. Once you're like, okay, my low back might start to lift soon, stop before that happens. And we bring the knees back above the hips. And then nice and slow, the chin is untucked, we keep the gaze up, the shoulder blades are resting, the thighs start to hinge away. Once you feel core is engaged, we bring the knees back above the hips. Second option is to work straight legs. With the straight legs, be mindful of the low back again, firm the belly, let the shoulder blades rest, and start to slowly, slowly lower. If you feel that low back even thinking about lifting, we stop and we pull the feet right back above the hips. And as you start to progress in this, it might go down to about 45 degrees. But again, take your time. Once the legs come up, bend the knees in. Last exercise for our classic 5 is called crossover. Some people know it as bicycle. You can choose to use a ball. Oops, where did my ball go? It rolled away. I'm going to use the ball for the first variation. I'm going to use it right behind my shoulder blades or my neck. This is my chest lift. I'm going to bring the knees in. I'm going to bring my hands stucking to the base of the skull with the elbows wide. I'm going to start with the legs reaching up to the sky. So one leg will reach up. I'm going to twist the opposite shoulder towards the knee, and I'm just pivoting on the ball. And then I'll bring the knee in, and I'll switch sides. And then back in, and switch. So this is going to be nice and supportive for the neck. So without my hands, so you can see, I'm just pivoting the shoulder head towards the knee, and back in, and then switching. Back in. If we're working our chest lift, we do it without the ball. We stack the palms to the base of the skull. We let the head rest heavy in the hands so that we're not pulling on your head and neck. We start with that single leg stretch movement with the legs, and then we lift up through the shoulder blade, shoulder head towards the knee. Inhale back to center. Exhale, switch. Inhale back to center. Exhale, switch. Last one, inhale back to center, exhale, switch. Come back to center, hug the knees in, massage that low back. Nice, everyone. So those are our classic 5 Pilates moves. Start slow, progress as you need to, take steps back when you need to. Start with about 5 sets of each, and then slowly start to progress to maybe 8 or 10.